Under a tapestry of brilliant constellations, ancient Babylon unfurled its secrets with each flicker of the night sky. In the hushed halls of ziggurats, priests deciphered whispers of fate from celestial bodies, etching their cosmic prophecies into clay tablets. These Enuma Anu Enlil tablets, now cherished artefacts at the British Museum, foretold natural cataclysms and paranormal phenomena, and even predestined the fateful demise of kings. We journey into a world where the heavens ruled with divine decrees, and where kings and commoners alike cast their gaze upward, seeking counsel from the cosmos. Prepare to unravel a saga steeped in ambition and destiny, where every celestial symbol could rewrite the annals of history. In a world where the heavens were alive with meaning, the ancients gazed upward, searching the stars for signs of destiny. Amidst the dusty streets and towering ziggurats of Babylon, the night sky was a dynamic script through which the gods spoke. Each celestial body was both beacon and portent, believed to intertwine directly with the earthly affairs of kings and commoners. The Enuma Anu Enlil tablets, a monumental compilation of over 70 carved clay pieces, served as the Babylonians' guide to this cosmic conversation, a repository of divine messages coded in the movements of the stars. These tablets, meticulously inscribed by the priests, held a catalogue of omens that could predict everything from royal births to natural disasters. The stars did not merely twinkle above, they spoke, dictating decisions that shaped empires. Royal strategies, religious rituals, even the timing of military campaigns depended on these celestial readings. The Babylonians viewed omens like eclipses as dire markers, anticipated with reverence and fear, their occurrence prompting rituals intended to manipulate or appease the divine order. As celestial interpreters, priests were central figures, translating the heavens' movements into prophecies and advice for kings. Under the vast Babylonian sky, these scholars spent endless nights recording star positions, crafting each horoscope with an air of solemnity befitting their cosmic duty. To them, Mars signified war and destruction, while Jupiter promised prosperity. Each planet's journey was a divine narrative, an oracle of human fate. Advising rulers, they wielded the power of stars with both scientific precision and mystical gravity, straddling the line between earthly politics and heavenly decree. Royal births and coronations were times of particular scrutiny. Kings sought to align these days with auspicious constellations, belief-binding celestial alignments with the fortune and legitimacy of their reign. An unfavourable night sky might spark ceremonies to placate the gods or realign the cosmic scales in their favour. The heavens were woven with a sacred script, suggesting that fate itself sang in the stars, and the destiny of all rulers was inextricably tied to their celestial counterparts. Saturn, known to the Babylonians as the deity Ninurta, was one such celestial heavyweight whose slow trajectory brought forth both reverence and apprehension. Often linked to themes of agriculture and war, Saturn's ominous presence whispered caution into the winds, advising hubris-weary leaders to heed its warning. With the power to both nourish and destroy, Saturn epitomized the delicate balance that governed both divine and mortal realms, its narrative serving as a poignant reminder of the intricate dance between creation and decay. Priests as the bridge between humans and the cosmos were revered for their wisdom and deeply respected for the weight their star readings held. Cuneiform clay tablets revealed their astrological predictions, blending rigorous observation with divine storytelling. This ancient practice was not mere stargazing. It was a ceremonial navigation of fates vital to the people who trusted these celestial narratives to steer them through turbulent times. Whether through protective rituals or offerings to align heavenly temperaments, priests shaped their society's course based on the whispered secrets of the sky. Eclipses, dramatic symbols of cosmic displeasure, loomed large in Babylonian thought, interpreted as divine judgment rather than astronomical occurrence. These celestial interruptions were seen as omens of imbalance and unrest, portending calamities that ranged from famine to the fall of civilizations. To avert such dire predictions, priests orchestrated intricate rituals meant to appease the cosmic forces, hoping to restore harmony and prevent disasters. Their interpretations resonated as urgent calls to action, urging society to recognize the silent power the universe held over their military and political decisions. Planetary movements were not just about mapping the stars, but were believed to influence the very foundations of power and hierarchy on Earth. The planet's alignment could spell affirmation or upheaval for rulers' legitimacy, a celestial chess game woven into the political fabric of Babylonian life. Kings heeded the advice of priests who read these patterns with the understanding that the cosmos had the final say in earthly sovereignty. Observing the stars was a means of divine validation, an ethereal currency within the corridors of power, defining the very structure of society. The rise of Marduk, chief among the Babylonian pantheon, epitomised this blending of celestial authority and divine kingship. As the embodiment of ultimate power, not only was Marduk's dominion territorial but also cosmic. Depicted in astrological accounts as Jupiter, Marduk's presence heralded prosperity and victory for those favoured under his gaze, signifying a divine satisfaction with the rule of kings. His heavenly journey was a celestial endorsement that enveloped Babylon in a cloak of divine order, making the stars a reflection of the divine realm's will. The Babylonians' reliance on astrology was not misplaced superstition, but a reflection of their attempts to find order amidst chaos, to navigate history's tides using a cosmic compass. Their celestial narratives, intricately mapped and revered, have left an indelible mark on humanity's relationship with the stars. Echoing through time, the cosmic whispers that once guided Babylonian civilization continue to inspire modern fascination with the universe. Through celestial chronicles, Babylon remains timeless, a testament to the human quest for meaning within the boundless canvas of the night sky. In the heart of ancient Babylon, towering ziggurats pierced the skies, serving as both architectural marvels and sanctuaries for a unique priesthood who deciphered the divine whispers of the cosmos. These astrologers, entrusted with the fate of empires, lived at the intersection of knowledge and faith, viewing the stars as messengers of the gods. Night after night, these learned men sacrificed rest, standing as sentinels beneath the vast celestial umbrella, tasked with unravelling cosmic secrets that could predict the doom or prosperity of monarchs and lands alike. Their lives were a relentless cycle of observation and interpretation, navigating the labyrinth of celestial signs with an accuracy that demanded both intellectual rigour and spiritual devotion. Within the cool, shadowed corridors of Babylon's grand temples, the priests penned meticulous celestial records on clay tablets, using cuneiform script. Each wedge-shaped mark was a testament to their dedication, a bridge connecting the terrestrial and the divine. The tablets filled the shelves of libraries like Ashurbanipal's at Nineveh, becoming repositories of accumulated cosmic wisdom. ready to guide future generations. This priesthood was not just a collection of sky-gazers, but a disciplined brotherhood, bound by sacred vows and a shared vision. These astrologers formed a guild where mastery of the stars meant survival and prosperity, not just for kings but for the people under their rule. The community they nurtured extended beyond Babylon, influencing distant lands with the universal allure of astrology. Their interpretations reached foreign courts, echoing across cultures with the resounding authority of cosmic truth. The temples themselves were impressive astral observatories, carefully aligned with the trajectories of celestial events. As the sun set behind the distant hills, the priests mounted the ziggurats, transformed into observatories under the starlit sky. These structures, bustling with the echoes of ancient chants, were constructed not only to honour the deities, but to serve as precise astronomical instruments. Here, science and spirituality dance together, entwined like inseparable strands of a single faith. The chants resonating through the temple corridors signified a communion with the universe, a sacred dialogue that sought the favour and insight of the divine. As modern scholars unearth these tablets today, they discover dialogues etched into clay, revealing a world where celestial happenings were inextricably linked to human affairs. These ancient tablets reflect the Babylonians' profound grasp of cosmic patterns, portraying how deeply entwined their lives were with the stars their priests charted. Through their precise calculations, they pioneered a tradition that would birth complex zodiac systems, laying down the foundations for modern astrology. The astrologers wielded their influence cautiously, each prediction a delicate balance of cosmic interpretation and political guidance. Kings looked to these priests for divine counsel, placing the weight of their empires on the astrologers' celestial readings. The priesthood's interpretations informed decisions of immense consequence, from waging wars to securing peace. Yet, with great power came tremendous pressure. Their esteemed positions demanded unerring precision amidst the fluctuating tides of court politics. This knowledge didn't remain cloistered within temple walls, but travelled educationally from generation to generation. Scribes became the stewards of this celestial wisdom, crafting an evolving narrative of cosmic understanding. The stories inscribed on clay were not static records but living narratives, adding new chapters to a continuum of astrological inquiry. These cosmic codices traversed time and space, nurturing the cross-cultural exchange of astrological ideas that would eventually ripple through Greek and Roman societies, transforming global perceptions of the stars. Rituals played an essential role in the astrologers' journey, adding a spiritual layer to their methodical observations. Each celestial revelation was intertwined with sacred ceremonies, ensuring divine approval and reinforcing the gravity of their cosmic analyses. Under the open sky, surrounded by the quietude of the ziggurat summit, these rites cast a spell of reverential awe, blessing the astrologers with clarity and insight. Rituals weren't just performances, they were profound expressions of faith, anchoring the astrologers' responsibilities in the sacred realms of myth and divine contract. The divinatory power of Babylonian astrology was rooted in the seamless interplay of empirical science and sacred myth, crafting a narrative tapestry where logic and legend embraced. Their work wasn't just about mapping the heavens, but actively engaging with the universe. Myths enriched their celestial observations, giving meaning and context to the patterns charted in the night sky. This blending of myth and science painted a grand cosmic picture, one that framed the Babylonians' existence within a vibrant, divinely orchestrated cosmos. Though centuries have passed, the celestial legacy of Babylonian astrologers endures, etched into the annals of history. Their innovations laid the groundwork for future generations, influencing the trajectory of astrological thought across civilizations. The echoes of their intellectual pursuits and their unerring dedication to the celestial dance survive in modern practices, a testament to their genius. As we look upon the heavens today, we can trace our fascination back to those ancient star scribes who, by unravelling the skies, taught us to find our destinies written among the stars. In the heart of Babylon, the Esagila ziggurat soared skyward, a testament to the city's spiritual and political might. This monumental structure, dedicated to Marduk, the supreme deity of the Mesopotamian pantheon, was more than a grand edifice. It was the epicenter of Babylonian life, where rituals intertwined with the very essence of kingship. With each tier ascending toward the heavens, the ziggurat symbolized the delicate dance between the divine and the earthly realms, visible to all within the city as a beacon of celestial authority. Inside its temple grounds, a rich tapestry of religious ceremonies unfolded under an intoxicating haze of incense. The deep, rhythmic chants of priests resonated through the halls, creating an atmosphere electric with anticipation and reverence. Here, every gesture, every word uttered, resonated with the belief that through these rites, the king maintained cosmic order and divine favour. The temple was as much a political theatre as it was a house of worship, affirming the king's divine mandate to rule with each sacred performance. Priests, revered as the guardians of Babylonian cosmic knowledge, played pivotal roles not just in religion, but in governance. They stood as vital advisors to the king, interpreting the celestial body's movements into prophecies of prosperity or doom. From their observations recorded meticulously on clay tablets, they guided the fate of the kingdom, turning the stars into a political compass. Their influence was profound, their knowledge revered, placing them in a position of power, balanced delicately with the monarchy they served. Central to this spiritual intertwining of cosmos and crown was the anointing of the king, a ritual as symbolic as it was essential. In the glow of flickering temple fires, the king stood, a figure bathed in sacred light, awaiting his transformation through the priest's hands. As oil mingled with sacred herbs trickled down his forehead, it marked his rebirth from a mere mortal into a sovereign, graced by celestial decree. This ritual not only ensured the legitimacy of his rule, but also cast him as the human embodiment of divine will, a pivotal act of statecraft cloaked in religiosity. These elaborate ceremonies were not just about celestial endorsement. They involved ritual offerings, each a plea for divine benevolence. Blood sacrifices, libations, and burnt offerings were considered communions with celestial powers. Carefully chosen sacrifices sought to appease Marduk and his celestial court, maintaining a fragile harmony that was believed to uphold the kingdom's safety and prosperity. Neglecting these rites risked divine displeasure, a dire consequence woven into the fabric of Babylonian belief. Berossus, a priest and chronicler of ancient Babylon, stands out in history for his detailed accounts of these spiritual practices. Although his works survive only in scattered fragments, they illuminate the strict precision of Babylonian ritual life. Berossus captured the essence of these complex ceremonies, the layers of symbolism beneath scripted motions, and the profound seriousness with which Babylonians approach their celestial relationships. His legacy illustrates the far-reaching impact of these practices, extending Babylon's spiritual influence well into the Greek and Roman cultural spheres. Blood sacrifices, at their core, were acts that renewed the connection between the king, the cosmos, and the divine. The meticulous selection of sacrificial animals and their offering at auspicious times underscored a belief that life itself could curry celestial favour. This grisly choreography of life and death was performed with sensory intensity, the sight of blood, the heat of flames, and the chants of priests. A ritual symphony meant to echo divine will into the mortal realm. Complementing these sacrifices, libations poured forth in ceremonies that echoed the balance of life. With each drop of wine or oil offered to the gods, a silent dialogue transpired between earth and sky. The act of pouring represented not just homage, but a sacred exchange, a reassurance that humanity still revered and respected the cosmic order. At the celestial apex reigned Marduk, the king of gods, around whom Babylonian cosmology revolved. Marduk's favour was indispensable for peace and prosperity, with other deities like Anu, Enlil, and Nabu forming a divine council that influenced the everyday lives within Babylon's city walls. This celestial hierarchy crafted a narrative that ordered human existence, one that Babylonians honoured with unwavering devotion. Rituals at Esagila spilled beyond temple confines, becoming city-wide spectacles. Festivals such as the Akitu invited the entire populace into a dance of mythological reenactments and religious pageantry, fostering unity and reinforcing societal structure. These grand affairs wove the lives of Babylonians into a collective tapestry, where personal aspirations intertwined with the grand narrative of divine human relationships under a shared celestial umbrella. Even as centuries passed, the echoes of Babylonian rituals persisted, influencing subsequent traditions. Through Hellenistic channels and the crossroads of ancient trade, these rites inspired religious practices across cultures, from the Greco-Roman world to Jewish liturgies and Islamic astronomy. They remain a compelling testament to Babylon's enduring spiritual and celestial legacy. A legacy that still mesmerizes, whispering the timeless allure of the stars. In the ancient realm of Babylon, where the celestial vaulted over the earthly realm, the kings rarely undertook substantial decisions without consulting the stars. Royal decrees or military strategies were not simply political maneuvers, but mirrored reflections of astral maps charted across the skies. Astrologers, whose counsel rivaled royal advisors, were seen as the interpreters of these cosmic encryptions. Within this star-powered dominion, figures like King Sargon II wielded celestial insights as adeptly as he wielded armies. Under these shimmering night skies, strategic battles and fateful decisions unfolded, suggesting that the choreography of war was orchestrated not only by earthly politics, but also the divine theatre above. This enchantment with the stars birthed a profound interplay, where celestial positions dictated terrestrial fortunes. In opulent chambers fragrant with incense, Babylonian monarchs, accompanied by scribes and priests, deciphered these stellar signs imprinted in cuneiform. Comets streaking ominously across the sky were harbingers of catastrophe, while eclipses heralded potential boon or doom, setting the rhythm of cosmic dance to the well-being or downfalls of kingdoms. Astrology thus became an indispensable guidepost. Its oracles consulted assiduously to align earthly desires with divine schematics. Echoes of prophecy echoed through Babylon's corridors as records like the Chronicle of Early Kings narrate. These accounts didn't merely catalogue events, they unfolded the narratives of bloody conflicts and shifting alliances dictated by cosmic commands. It reflects a world where diplomacy was intertwined with starlit rituals, and omens were as binding as any treaty. We perceive now through our modern eyes this interplay of politics and prophecy as arcane, yet to Babylon's populace, these celestial judgments were unassailable truths. Rites and rituals intertwined with decisions as astrologers, wielding cosmic mysteries, position themselves at the nexus of courtly power, interpreting divine inclinations and shaping the kingdom's fate. Yet this cosmic consult was fraught with impending calamity. Stargazers, revered and feared, could foretell miseries hidden within the night sky's depths. Dark skies, blazing comets, and shadowed eclipses were read, not merely as phenomena, but as foretellings of strife. In these predictions lay the seeds of famines, uprisings and plagues, immortalised on ancient tablets for both caution and control. It's this tension between prophecy and manipulation that invites speculation. Did the stars truly foretell human fate, or were they instruments wielded to shepherd the masses? For within the city walls of Babylon, every astral prediction was weighty, embodying heavenly mandates that shaped mortal existence. Astrologers wielded immense responsibility, their interpretations steeped in potential peril. An ill-interpreted sign could hasten war's drums or incite unfounded paranoia. When the sky announced war, the land reacted, compelled by prophecy's force, a self-fulfilling symphony. Among the annals of Babylon's history, the notable example of a pre-eclipse prophecy foretelling a king's demise stands out, sparking kingdom-wide chaos. The scars of unforeseen events bore testament to the intertwined destinies spelled out ritually by astronomical phenomena. Diviners, keepers of Babylonian courts, navigated these celestial dilemmas with unparalleled skill. Merging divine and mortal realms, they afforded counsel that could sway kings and shape national narrative threads. Trained in decoding auspicious and baleful omens, diviners transcended the boundary from prediction to premonition, dictating events even before they unfolded. In this interplay between prophetic interpretation and courtly politics, they held sway over cosmic outcomes, making these seers not only guiders of fate, but at times, its very architects. Eclipses stirred particular awe and foreboding. Their spectres dimmed cosmic harmony, perceived by Babylon scholars as omens of disruption and upheaval. Yet eclipses also heralded renewal, with kings seeing in them opportunities to recalibrate old accords and declare shifts in imperial intent. Even acknowledged as ominous, these astral episodes inspired fresh strategies, illuminating the temporal dance between cosmic omen and sovereign response. It was a tightrope walk towards power's precipice, and Babylonian chronicles paint a vivid picture of such nuanced celestial political interplay. Astrology, however, was not relegated strictly to regal concerns. It permeated society's varied echelons. From monarchs planning conquests to farmers timing harvests, celestial wisdom underscored Babylonian life. Shared cosmology provided communal bearings, inspiring rituals and sacrifices aimed at ensuring survival under skies laden with omens. Yet interpretations oscillated across cultural lines. Noble clarity contrasted against rustic tradition. These divergences emphasized the breadth of astrology's grasp, a celestial system ever balanced by the whims of class, time, and destiny. This stellar tradition required a dramatic expression, manifesting as theatrical ceremonials in Babylonian statecraft. Extensive pageantry unfolded in temple offerings and king celebrations, reflecting a cosmic performance of divine supplication. Within these settings, astrologers and priests crafted their rituals, speaking incantations beneath vast, starry expanses. These spectacles served both mystic and pragmatic ends, reinforcing the sacred bond between rulers and heavens, and cementing the theatre of stars as a palpable frontier of power and prophecy. Yet with all celestial guidance came fallibility, ironies where predictions misled, or emperors followed star-beckoned paths to ruin. Instances of disastrous campaigns launched on fictional, astral favour testify to this perilous dependency. Even with civilization captivated by firmament's gaze, mortals remained susceptible to error, prompting reflective recalibrations after each cosmic misstep. This paradox echoed through Babylon's chronicles, highlighting a symphony both divinely exalted yet vulnerably human, a reminder of fickle fates spun from the cosmic weave. Herein lay Babylon's enduring legacy, steeped in profound cosmic interplays, and fate's enigmatic rhythm beneath their vast and storied skies. In the sprawling heart of ancient Babylon, beneath a starlit canopy, Babylonian astronomers embarked on a journey that would forever alter humanity's relationship with the cosmos. In the shadow of mighty ziggurats, they unravelled the mysteries of the night sky, crafting the zodiac, a celestial lexicon dividing the heavens into 12 parts. Each section, aligned with divine constellations, served as the cosmic stage where gods and fate intertwined. This was not mere myth-making, it was the culmination of generations of keen observation and deep understanding. Babylonian priests, regarded as scholars, elevated this celestial order from chaotic chants to cosmic architecture, documenting their findings on clay tablets. These tablets would become foundational texts, integrating the universe's mysteries into the fabric of daily life, from royal decrees to agricultural calendars, rooting society in a belief that the cosmos dictated earthly affairs. Propelled by their dedication to deciphering the stars, Babylonian scholars pioneered geometric models that transformed celestial understanding. They applied a primitive yet profound form of geometry, allowing them to predict lunar and solar eclipses with precision. Collected in the astronomical diaries, these calculations were more than intellectual feats. They were practical guides for life, predicting favourable times for harvests, rituals, and even warfare. These star scribes, incredible mathematicians of their time, laid the groundwork for methods that would echo throughout civilizations. By harnessing the mathematics governing planetary cycles, they could anticipate and avert earthly disruptions, bolstering their standing as essential figures within royal courts. Eclipses casting their ominous shadows across the land were seen as powerful portents, capable of tilting the balance of fortune. To Babylonians, these celestial events were much more than mere eclipses. They were divine whispers, hinting at the destinies of kingdoms. With the ability to predict these occurrences, astrologers earned their place among the influential, counselling rulers on how to appease celestial deities to forestall disasters. This relationship between cosmic events and political manoeuvres was fraught with tension, as the skies reflected both human and divine will. As societal thresholds trembled beneath lunar and solar cycles, the people awaited prophecies that would shape the fate of kings and commoners alike. This intricate dance of the stars, captured on countless clay tablets, portrayed the skies not as ethereal phenomena, but as integral parts of governance and daily life. These tablets, preserved despite Babylon's eventual fall, served as celestial calendars, offering glimpses into the universe's pulse. Babylonian rulers relied on these predictions, much like today's leaders depend on expert analyses. They used the movements of stars and planets not just to foresee celestial phenomena, but to navigate the uncertainties of political and social governance. Astrology became a thread woven through the fabric of life, aligning human endeavour with cosmic rhythms. These star books, as they were known, did more than capture cyclical patterns. They preserved the learned wisdom of the scribes who crafted them. Acting as both custodians and educators, these scribes ensured that their insights were immortalised, guiding future generations as the torchbearers of celestial knowledge. Babylonian star lore seeped through the ages, influencing Greek and Roman thinkers, and laying a foundation for modern astronomy and astrology. This storied legacy was more than a chronicle of stars. It was a narrative of the human quest for meaning, amid a universe rife with grandeur and enigma. Tools carved from ingenuity, such as sundials and gnomons, enabled Babylonian astrologers to trace celestial paths with impressive accuracy. These early instruments may have appeared rudimentary, yet their architects applied advanced intuition and dedication, capturing the essence of divine orchestration. Measuring shadows, scribes reached pathways that allowed them to communicate with the heavens, bringing their meticulous observations closer to divine essence. The technological heritage they left behind became a stepping stone for further exploration of celestial mechanics, inspiring a relentless pursuit of cosmic understanding that persists to this day. In a society defined by class, cosmic wisdom often distinguished the powerful from the powerless. Aristocrats sought astrological advice to plot political triumphs, while commoners looked to the stars for survival. The elite could consult the heavens with specificity. For the average Babylonian, celestial messages were a glimmer of hope or dread, seeming both distant and intimately tied to their lives. Through the skies, a curious dichotomy emerged. The stars served both as tools of control and shared cultural threads, knitting every Babylonian's experience into a wider cosmic narrative. This celestial theatre extended its influence beyond Babylonia's borders, infiltrating the hearts and minds of Greek and Roman thinkers who adopted and adapted Babylonian methodologies. Even as the precision of predictions improved, fate's capricious twists often lent an ironic echo to Babylonian astrology, blurring the lines between foreknowledge and uncertainty. This wasn't seen as a flaw, but a testament to the complexity and unpredictability of both the cosmos and human existence. Babylonian astrology remains a mirror to humanity's unending desire to understand the universe's whispers amidst its chaotic grandeur. The enduring legacy of Babylon's scribes survives as a testament to humanity's relentless pursuit of knowledge, as they chronicled the stars in cuneiform, preserving celestial narratives that transcended time. These ancient scholars occupied a place where empirical discovery met mystical insight, laying pathways for our ceaseless exploration of the heavens. Today, Babylon's heavenly handiwork remains, inviting us to look up and discover our own place among the stars. For in the constellations we are reminded of both our insignificance and our potential. In ancient Babylon, the night sky was not just a celestial spectacle, it was a living manuscript, its glowing constellations a cryptic language of fates and fortunes. The Babylonians believed the stars conveyed the gods' messages, and an eclipse's shadow was nothing short of a divine admonition, chilling the hearts of rulers and commoners. Through generations of care, astronomers inscribed these heavenly movements on clay tablets, convinced that each flicker of starlight was an oracle dictating the prosperity or downfall of kingdoms. Meticulous in their observations, the Babylonians scoured the skies for anomalies such as comets, which they feared as fiery harbingers of chaos and calamity. To them, these celestial wanderers were not mere phenomena, but bearers of plague and unrest, images that still linger in the Uruk prophecy texts. These dire inscriptions reveal the profound anxiety and awe that Babylonians felt beneath the sky's endless parade, a reflection of their existential dread and unwavering reverence. To ward off the woes foretold by these portents, Babylonians orchestrated elaborate rituals designed to placate the gods. Priests acting as conduits between the earthly and the divine perform precise rites blending the sacred and mysterious to avert impending doom. The power of these rituals was palpable, transforming vast temple ziggurats into stages where human hopes were tethered precariously to celestial whims. Yet these ceremonies carried sombre undertones, for the failure to appease could doom a kingdom's fortune. Historical records tell of feasts that turned into laments with the mere sight of a negative omen. For the Babylonians, maintaining divine favour required a balance of fear and reverence, compelling them to forge a cultural tapestry of mysticism and resilience. Eclipses, perhaps most feared among celestial phenomena, were harbingers of ruin, prompting narratives of calamities chronicling the demise of leaders or the onset of plagues. Each solar eclipse was seen as a verdict against reigning powers, documented in omen series to guide future rulers. This belief in cosmic adjudication was a compelling narrative that shaped public consciousness, wielding palpable influence over policy decisions. For a society with limited medical knowledge, the link between celestial events and epidemics provided a seemingly logical explanation amidst chaos. The Uruk prophecy texts narrate how eclipses and comets preceded outbreaks, filling the land with superstition and fear. The Babylonians believed the sky was not only a celestial domain, but an active harbinger of health and illness, highlighting their vulnerable relationship with cosmic forces. For Babylonian kings, the heavens were not just religious symbols, but strategic advisors in political maneuvers. Astrologers guided rulers to time their campaigns with celestial approval, seeking to augment legitimacy with divine support. However, these interpretations often bred paranoia among advisors, leading to political purges and conspiracies. Kings might even place substitute rulers on the throne to deceive the heavens, showcasing the complex dance between power and prophecy. This belief in celestial portents had profound psychological impacts on Babylonian society. The constant shadow of fate, hanging above in the heavens, shaped a culture of caution and existential dread. From ruler to peasant, the perceived patterns above influenced all decisions. This environment likely heightened societal anxiety, yet paradoxically, it fostered resilience, inspiring innovative problem-solving, and a reliance on communal structures. A rich lexicon of symbols was developed to interpret the celestial signs, each comet's trajectory, and planets' alignment bearing distinct meanings, recorded meticulously on cuneiform tablets. This celestial language extended beyond mere observation, influencing Babylonian architecture, art, and religious practice. It served as more than a prediction tool. It was a bridge connecting the terrestrial with the divine. When faced with unfavourable omens, Babylonians turned to a blend of rituals and remedies to maintain harmony with the cosmos. Priests, versed in divination, led offerings, exorcisms, and purification ceremonies. They also utilised herbal concoctions and charms, showing a sophisticated synthesis of spiritual and pragmatic approaches that reflected the interconnectedness of celestial and earthly realms. In Babylon, the priesthood was not only the keeper of celestial knowledge, but also a powerful force, guiding kings and communities. Their interpretations shaped religious, political, and social dynamics. The temples, centres of learning and cosmic observation, housed libraries that documented the dance of gods and stars, making their celestial wisdom a cornerstone of Babylonian society. The legacy of Babylonian portents flourished beyond their civilization, influencing Greek and Roman astrology and setting the foundation for modern practices. As these models travelled along trade routes, they were adapted by distant societies, proving the enduring power and prescience of Babylon's starry wisdom. Though Babylon itself faded, its celestial dialogues continue to enlighten scholars today, revealing insights into a complex cosmology that intertwined across time and cultures. In revisiting Babylon's cosmic dance, we ponder their starry narratives and divine communion under the canopy of history, inviting us to reflect on our relationship with the cosmos. The Babylonians encourage us to remain curious, embracing the mysteries overhead. As we gaze at the stars, Bethlehem echoes remind us a chapter doesn't have to end in darkness, but with the light of knowledge guiding us through time's tapestry. In ancient Babylon, the world was a tapestry of unseen forces, its destiny written in the stars. The merchants who trod the well-worn paths of trade routes like the Silk Road carried with them more than spices and textiles. They bore the celestial secrets of their homeland, inscribed on clay tablets and shared in animated murmurs amid bustling market squares. As their caravans pressed onward, these traders became unwitting ambassadors of Babylonian thought, disseminating a synthesized knowledge of the heavens that would impact civilizations far beyond their origin. The Babylonians perceived the stars not as distant, mute beacons, but as divine omens guiding both grand empires and common lives. This belief became a valuable currency as merchants traversed cultural thresholds, finding eager audiences in foreign lands intrigued by their lunar glyphs and planetary wisdom. Their knowledge transformed into a commodity as palpable as the gold coins exchanged in crowded bazaars or along the sun-baked roads winding to fabled cities. Picture a Babylonian astrologer, a stranger clad in foreign garb, his presence a novelty in the courts of Greece and Rome. Revered as a sage, his insights became indispensable to the ambitions of rulers, his counsel as precious as the rarest pearl. Strabo's geography immortalizes these astrologers, documenting their pivotal roles in realms far from their native soil, where their star charts subtly influenced strategies and statecraft. Yet theirs was not an easy journey. Navigating the tides of foreign customs required diplomacy and humility. As they accompanied kings and generals, these astrologers translated not just language, but culture, interweaving Babylonian determinism into the philosophical explorations of freedom and fate that defined Hellenistic thought. By steeping themselves in foreign mythologies and adapting to local conventions, they became cultural bridges. Their teachings threaded through Greco-Roman discourse, wending their way from the whims of emperors to the musings of philosophers like Pythagoras and Plato. This intellectual melding birthed Western astrology, a composite of empirical observation and philosophical discourse. In Rome, an empire celebrated for its assimilation of conquered knowledge, Babylonian astrology found fertile ground. It became entwined with the political machinery, guiding emperors and senators alike as they weighed decisions on the unsteady scales of power. Astrological insight became an official enterprise, its prophecies casting long shadows over senatorial debates and imperial decrees. Nero's reliance on astrology to navigate the treacherous waters of his reign, epitomizes the celestial narrative woven into the state's fibre, affirming its place in history. Astrologers metamorphosed into cosmopolitan figures, their celestial wisdom a sought-after commodity within the intellectual marketplaces of cities like Athens, Alexandria and Rome. Yet, as they commanded audiences with elites, they also catered to the public's growing hunger for insight into their personal destinies. This dual appeal allowed astrologers to exert an influence far beyond the prediction of political fortunes, embedding astrology deeply into civic life. With the newfound mobility granted by trade routes, Babylonian astrology experienced a cross-cultural fertilization unparalleled in its history. Greek and other foreign astrologers carried back Babylonian teachings, which mingled with their own local traditions, forming a vibrant tapestry of celestial belief systems. This syncretism prompted each culture to integrate and reinterpret astrology, creating a new, hybrid understanding that resonated with universal human curiosity about the cosmos. Despite its widespread adoption, astrology faced its share of skeptical scrutiny. Detractors questioned its deterministic nature, pitting the notion of fate against emerging scientific inquiry. Critiques by notable figures like Cicero highlighted a persistent tension between the mystical and the empirical. Yet these challenges spurred refinement among astrologers, adapting their methods, often by incorporating more sophisticated mathematical models. Astrologers maintained credibility amidst the clamour of dissenting voices. The story of Babylonian astrology is one of evolution, its doctrines transcending centuries, adapting to varied cultures, and evolving into a shared language of celestial inquiry. As societies embraced and reshaped these teachings, they laid a foundation for modern astrological practices. Through translation and exchange, an interconnected paradigm emerged, revealing an intrinsic appreciation for a shared cosmic heritage. In the modern world, Babylon's astrological legacy manifests subtly, like the whisper of an ancient wind through centuries of evolution. Originating beneath the stars watched by priests atop ziggurats, this knowledge journeyed through past epochs, leaving an indelible mark on our understanding of the universe. The ancient language of stars once spoken by priests and kings now resonates in today's global perspective, its timeless narrative, inviting us to explore an ever-present connection between humanity and the cosmos. In this tale of celestial translation, Babylonian astrology stands as a testament to human striving for meaning amidst the vast tapestry of existence, echoing through history to inspire the dreamers of tomorrow. In ancient Babylon, the night sky served as a celestial tapestry, not only for the elites sheltered within palace walls, but also for the everyday people who thrived under its vast expanse. This narrative unfolds not within the grandeur of royal chambers, but within dusty alleys and bustling markets, where commoners lifted their eyes above to glean guidance from the stars. In this world, astrology was a universal thread, intricately woven into the daily lives of blacksmiths, weavers, and bakers. Individuals whose names history nearly lost, but whose dreams and worries continue to resonate. Babylonian life mirrored the constellations, the celestial dance orchestrating their existence. Market vendors, guided by favourable stars, sought auspicious days to sell wares. Farmers, with an eye on the night sky, discerned optimal times for planting and harvest. For a craftsman labouring by lamplight, a clay tablet inscribed with celestial alignments might inform whether to strike a risky business deal. These personal horoscopes preserved on durable clay tablets, were treasures of cosmic wisdom, deliberately crafted to address fundamental human concerns: love, longevity, and financial well-being. They revealed a society intertwining the divine with common, everyday existence, a testament to humanity's timeless quest to find order in the chaos. Crafting a Babylonian horoscope was a meticulous ritual. Within temple complexes, scribes painstakingly documented celestial configurations onto clay tablets, combining art, science, and mysticism. Each tablet, inscribed with symbols and heavenly observations, was a physical fragment of the cosmos, a tangible record of how celestial phenomena intersected with earthly events. They were concise and coded, understood only by those versed in astrological arts. Yet within these cryptic inscriptions lied echoes of personal hopes and fears. For some, lingering maladies were ominously tied to Saturn's passage across the night sky, while others anticipated Venus's benevolent alignments as harbingers of love and fertility. This divine communication was an exercise in transcribing heavenly voices into earthly language, merging observation with intuition. Superstition flourished within common Babylonian society, transcending mere beliefs held by the elite. In the streets, tales of celestial creatures resonated: the lion embodying courage, Scorpio heralding transformation, Taurus representing strength and stubbornness. Merchants conducted business deals in accordance with planetary alignments, while weddings were postponed and births joyfully celebrated under fortuitous celestial omens. Street astrologers, both mystics and entertainers, wandered bazaars, dispensing fortunes enriched with cosmic theatre for a coin or two. Their stories captured imagination, voiced in alley shadows, a cosmic guide for lives navigating the unpredictable terrains of fate. In Babylon, astrology transcended rigid social hierarchies, providing a platform for shared belief beneath the stars. The nobility consulted celestial charts for statecraft. Farmers sought the stars for agricultural insight. This universal celestial reverence united differing societal ranks, affirming everyone's place under an indiscriminate sky. While daily survival guided the common folk star charts, the elite's concerns revolved around state and legacy. The common person's horoscope was intimately personal, yet kings and queens found their destiny entwined with the fate of their kingdoms. Despite their differences, shared fascination with this celestial dialogue illustrated a universal quest for meaning, guided by an unreachable dance of the stars. Scribes held esteemed positions as custodians of celestial secrets, transforming movements of heavenly bodies into earthly knowledge. Their styluses became wands, crafting spells into wet clay. Their craft was more than documentation. It was an artistic ritual, balancing celestial grammar with human destiny. In penning cosmic patterns onto clay, scribes translated and preserved knowledge accessible to both the mighty and the humble. Their work was profound and sacred, stabilizing the unpredictable human journey under Babylon's changing skies. The grand tradition of Babylonian astrology was a confluence of science and mysticism. Astronomers meticulously catalogued celestial bodies, while spiritual belief infused as much richness into this cosmic understanding as empirical precision. The constellations wove narratives of divine design, urging Babylonian society to explore beyond mere observation. Thus, Babylon's cityscape, intricately connected to its celestial beliefs, became an observatory where astronomical events translated into spiritual epiphanies. This dialogue between the rational and the spiritual created a continuum, an enduring testament underpinning astrologers' profound attempts to influence human destiny and decipher the celestial blueprint from which it sprang. At its core, Babylonian belief held that the night sky whispered narratives, encouraging a sacred dialogue with the cosmos. Astrology became the language through which these cosmic conversations occurred. Ancient astrologers acted as interpreters, bridging mortal hopes with divine intentions. Whether predicting rains for farmers or peace for anxious royals, this art sought heavenly guidance in human affairs. In Babylon's chaos, divine discourse brought coherence, anchoring souls in a cosmic scheme where the expansive sky continued to unfold its luminous stories across indistinct epochs. Together they endeavoured to decipher the universe's silent conversation, a timeless quest to align humanity's earthly intentions with the vast, unknowable cosmos above. In the heart of ancient Babylon, a night unfolded where the heavens painted a spectacle that would weave its way into history. An extraordinary meteor shower that lit up the skies with ethereal streaks of light. For a society that revered the celestial dome as the divine canvas brimming with the whispers of gods, this heavenly performance was far more than an astronomical event. The crowd, a tapestry of wide-eyed citizens, inhaled the scents of incense carried by the wind as they gazed upwards, fingers pointing skyward, murmuring about the prophetic meanings of those fiery trails. Their whispers carried both awe and apprehension, pondering the fate of the king, Nebuchadnezzar II, whose reign was as vast as it was storied. Nebuchadnezzar, a monarch of might and ambition, ruled over Babylon from 605 to 562 BCE, guiding it to its zenith. Under his command, the city transformed into a radiant centre of the ancient world, famed for the hanging gardens and monumental conquests. His power was not just reflected in grandiose construction and military campaigns, but also in his patronage of the religious and scholarly communities. Astrologers and priests residing within the shade of these creations scrutinized the skies, converting celestial phenomena into earthly guidance. So when a cascade of shooting stars tore through the night, they read it as a celestial nod of approval to the king's expansive vision. Among the temple walls shrouded in shadow, the priests busily scribbled this cosmic event onto tablets, interpreting it as a divine signal, a blessing, they asserted, for Nebuchadnezzar's empire and undertakings. Yet, wrapped within this celestial endorsement was an irony, a contradiction lurking beneath the surface of interpreted divine favour. While the king's court celebrated under the vault of heaven, the seeds of discontent were quietly taking root within the empire's populace. Nebuchadnezzar's grand endeavours had strained his subjects with their unyielding expectations. The vastness of his realm, held together by an intricate web of loyalty, groaned under taxes, labour demands, and cultural diversity. Beyond the palace confines, whispers of dissent grew among the oppressed, unseen by those blinded by celestial predictions. The vast territories under Babylonian control were bubbling with dissatisfaction. Trouble brewed amidst the conquered peoples and governors, burdened by tribute demands. The cascading stars, heralded as signs of prosperity, failed to reveal the rift growing beneath the empire's glittering facade. The celestial omens, interpreted as divine favour, masked an impending turmoil, a murmur lost in the symphony of perceived stability. Many saw the meteor shower as a cosmic endorsement of Nebuchadnezzar's rule. Yet, the nuanced reality was that such interpretations often veiled the very truths leaders preferred to ignore. The hubris of assuming celestial favour can cloud the judgment of even the most potent rulers. In leaning heavily on these interpretations, the king overlooked the earthly unrest brewing below, focusing instead on the divine script they thought dictated their dominion. The radiant sky that night illustrated a universal lesson. Celestial signs, revered and interpreted as they may be, do not guarantee infallibility in governance. The celestial endorsement, assuring Nebuchadnezzar of his divine right to rule, also illustrated the perils of such interpretation, blinding him to the profound issues festering within his borders. His unyielding reliance on heavenly signs augmented pressures of the earthly realm, pressing upon the vulnerable foundations of his rule like an unseen weight. And so, beneath the luminous rain of shooting stars lay the unseen fractures of a kingdom, the chronicles of triumph and trials etched invisibly in the ether. As the starry deluge passed and Nebuchadnezzar's reign unfolded, his architectural marvels, military conquests and spiritual endeavours left enduring impressions. Yet the night sky that appeared as a guide also exposed his dual reliance on both celestial interpretations and earthly strategy. The brief blaze of the meteor shower mirrored his legacy, one of ephemeral brilliance and deeply impactful achievements, shadowed by the march of time. In retrospect, the meteor shower of Nebuchadnezzar's reign remains a testament to the enigmatic dance between cosmic signs and terrestrial matters, a reminder that reliance on celestial ascent without addressing terrestrial intricacies foretells an ironic folly. As the stars have continued their silent march across the sky, they reflect the timeless narrative of humanity's quest for meaning amidst cosmic phenomena, a testament to both ambitions and the humility of ancient and modern seekers alike. As the splendid days of the Babylonian Empire dwindled into twilight, their celestial wisdom began to blur into the broader canvas of history. When Cyrus the Great and his Persian forces captured Babylon in 539 BCE, it signified more than a mere change of rulers. It hinted at the slow obscuring of Babylon's unique starry vision. Tolerant though the Persians were, they welcomed Babylonian astrologers into their fold, not as mere relics but as guides to ensure their reign aligned with the rhythmic cosmos. Even as Babylon's particular interpretation of the heavens began to lose its distinctive form, its core beliefs silently persisted, whispering truths of destiny and celestial orchestration across empires. While Babylon's political fire dimmed, their astrological records slumbered but weren't forgotten. From clay tablets, the city's star-strewn wisdom found renewal in places like Alexandria. Here these texts interwove with fresh Greek and Egyptian scholarly efforts, sparking a synthesis that would mark the Hellenistic age. Figures like Hipparchus gazed upon Babylonian charts and, inspired, shaped a new scholarly synthesis that flourished under the expansive Hellenistic sky. Babylon's zodiac, rich with symbolic significance, proved a perfect philosophical companion, bridging thought across cultures and establishing a celestial lexicon that still echoes today. The Romans, ever shrewd in their acquisitions, embraced Babylonian astrology eagerly, repurposing it for a changing world. For them, the stars offered a map of divine intent, guiding emperors like Julius Caesar through the tumultuous tides of fortune. Roman mathematici wielded this celestial knowledge like a compass, advising on battles and the rise of emperors. Babylonian insights, modulated through Hellenistic interpretations, became entwined with Roman customs, drawing unseen lines between past and present, and ensuring that astrology played a pivotal role in navigating the empire's growth. Yet the ancient Babylonian influence stretched even beyond the towering peaks of Roman ambition. It travelled east, leaving a profound mark on lands like Persia and India. In the latter, Mesopotamian star wisdom seamlessly integrated with early Hindu astrological systems, enriching them and creating a unique blend that expanded the reach of Jyotisha. Traders carried these celestial seeds along the Silk Road, seeding them in distant terrains where Babylonian influence would encourage reflection and transformation. As time marched forward into the Islamic Golden Age, the thirst for knowledge and enlightenment led scholars to the vestiges of Babylon's wisdom. Esteemed places of learning like Baghdad brimmed with eagerness to retrieve these ancient treasures. They delved into the astrological texts, blending them with their inquiries. A timeless dance of celestial mechanics that brought a resurgence of Babylonian precision under the Arabic sky. Luminaries like al-Battani dutifully placed Babylonian foundations at the heart of Islamic astronomy, ensuring that their measures and maps informed a new epoch of dawn watching that would carry humanity forward with eyes lifted to the stars. In medieval Europe, during the intellectual rebirth of the 12th century Renaissance, Babylonian teachings flowed from Islamic texts into the heart of European thought. These principles re-emerged not as remnants of superstition, but as sophistications of nature's language. Famed thinkers like Marsilio Ficino exalted Babylon's zodiac, weaving its wisdom through the burgeoning tapestries of humanism and Renaissance art. The celestial mysteries once charted on Babylonian tablets now shimmered with newfound vigour, urging scholars to reconcile ancient insights with a world on the cusp of enlightenment. Today, centuries removed from its time, Babylonian astrological influence is woven into our cultural fabric. While modern astrology has taken on diverse forms, its foundations vividly echo from Babylon's legacy. The enduring zodiac with familiar signs continues to guide personal exploration. Meanwhile, astronomy builds upon the precise calculations pioneered under the Babylonian sky as telescopes carry their gaze beyond ancient observation, seeking the vast unknown. In reflecting on these ancient star watchers, the same celestial essence continues to lure the contemporary imagination, an innate yearning for cosmic patterns and destinies. Though technology shines bright across the ages, the enduring charisma of the stars reminds us of the stories meticulously sown by Babylonian forecasters, tales that sustain magic and wonder still from the ancient night's canopy. Through time's sands, historians unearth the indelible marks Babylonian scholars left on human consciousness. Their efforts, preserved on tablets, reveal a world intertwined with the celestial symphony, a dance where stars dictated celebrations and sorrows, creating windows into past lives that engaged passionately with the night sky. As studies of Babylon continue, a kaleidoscope of ancient logic and wonder invites contemplations upon our shared cosmic heritage. Though Babylon herself stands in ruins, her celestial saga reverberates. Their mapping of the stars is not simply a historic footnote, but a testament to the human soul's continual quest to understand the universe's grand design. Today we still look upward, feeling the residual whispers of Babylonian minds melding with our own, sparking inspiration, pondering the same constellations that guided an ancient empire and inviting us into the infinite dance of history and stardust. As you wander through these celestial legacies, remember to subscribe and share the wonder with fellow stargazers. For this journey into the mysteries of Babylon is just one thread of an endless tapestry we all continue to weave together. Tomorrow.